Okay, everybody, it is time to turn your Rocketbook notes into a ClickUp task, nice and easy and fully automated. Hi everybody, I'm Yvonne Heimann with AskEV.com and I'm a business efficiency consultant for digital entrepreneurs. And if you're ready to systemize, optimize, and automate your business, go hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now today, we're gonna get really nerdy. If you have not watched the video yet about how to turn an email into a ClickUp task, watch that now because that is the first step in this process. We are going into the second step today. So once all of that stuff is set up and you have your email forwarded to the list and all the things that are happening in there, we now gonna work on setting up your Rocketbook with all the things that need to happen in there, choosing the naming convention to make sure your email forwarder knows exactly what it needs to do and where to send it. And then I'm going to show you how to do all of that and put it all together in one system. As I said, you already should have watched the video on how to turn a incoming email from Gmail into a ClickUp task. I'm not going to dive into this. So the forwarder for that specific client into that specific list is already set up. Now what we are doing, cool, we're turning an email into a task, but that doesn't do anything with my Rocketbook yet. That's where we are coming to now. First off, you need to download the Rocketbook app if you haven't done so yet. In this case, I'm going to show you on Apple. It's on Android too. I have it on my phone. I'm still an Android phone person, but I have my iPad. So I'm going to show it for you on there to have a little bit of bigger screen. Let's head on over there. And in the App Store, find the Rocketbook app and download that. That will allow you to actually scan your Rocketbook pages. If you've been around Rocketbook and you have it all installed, just jump on right ahead. So now that we are logged in the app and got everything downloaded, let's get the app set up so it does what we need it to do. Go into your settings and there's a couple of things we need to do. First off, we want to turn on smart lists. Yes. And we also want to turn on smart titles. And just for the fun of it, let's turn on the smart search too. I do like to turn all of them on, but the real important one we have to have is smart titles. What smart titles does is you can add on top of your Rocketbook, right up here, pound, something in there and another pound, which then will allow you, or hashtag, I guess that's what we call the pound nowadays. What's going to happen between those two sets of double hashtag, Rocketbook Scan will recognize that is a title and will name your file that way. Now that also will turn on your OCR, which means the scan is going to read your handwriting and turn it into an actual typewritten font thingy. Is that what you call it? Typewritten font. There's one last thing left to set up in the app, and that is how your files are going to be structured with the naming convention to make sure it ends up giving us the information we want it to do. So let's do that. Going back into our settings, we go under File Naming Template. Now in this naming template, what we're going to do is it's already going to get a title because of the smart title, but we want more information because the smart title, how I set up the naming convention, is based on the client, but I want to know what's coming after. And for that, we simply add the month, the day, and the year to always have a timestamp to my note, and that's it. Now everything is set up how you need it in the app to do the thing we want to do. I know it's a whole bunch of how to and setup and all the things right now, but luckily you only have to do it once per client and everything else is going to get really smooth. Now in your scans, let's do a scan and let's see what all of this does. When we go there and let Rocketbook do its thing, perfect, scan is done. And we are sending that to my email and it's going to be transcribing. Now, you need to do the titles really clean. As you can see, it did not add the PH in between that we have right there. So what I'm gonna do is I am actually going to rename this and make sure it has all the things I needed to have If you watched the video about how to set up the forward and everything, you saw that I specifically defined the emails that are getting forwarded by PH dash. That is what triggers Gmail to forward this email. So if for whatever reason your scan just does not grab the smart title, which can happen, try to write it really clearly, make it really easy for the AI to catch everything, to read everything, to do all the things. But if it doesn't happen, I don't automatically upload those scans to be able to actually look at the title. Did it read it? Did it work it? In this case, it didn't, which meant I needed to go in, edit it, just like I just did. And now we are ready to send this because it got set up the right way, it got fixed. More often than not, it does read it right, it does automatically do all the things you need it to do, and you are fine. But again, always double check. This is technology and it's a Monday, so we know how that goes. And now what happens is this scan is being emailed into my Gmail. And as you can see, the scan came in with the PH right there. So now let's look what happened over on ClickUp and if the forwarder did the thing it was supposed to do. And now that we refreshed, look at what is right there. If we scroll down, you're gonna have the original email is getting attached to the task. But if you look in the PDF, everything is right there. A little bit big on the screen. Let's make this a little smaller. And there it is. Actually, a little pro tip, in my testing, what I did is I added the date to the smart title. But because we have set up a file naming structure, you don't even have to add the date because it's automatically going to do it through the file structure. So there's another pro tip for you. All you need to do is the double hashtag with your client initial, and that's it. Now you can turn a Rocketbook scan into an email, automatically forward it to your client's list, and have it pop up straight in your call notes. Now, another way to do this is you can have a list that is called Rocketbook scans, and you can automatically every single one of your Rocketbook scans be sent over there to that list. In that case, what I would recommend is in your file naming structure, go into your file naming template and use either way the Rocketbook or the RB so that you can set and adjust your filter accordingly and you don't just upload every single email as a task up to your ClickUp. This can happen really fast. You really want to have always something in your subject title that allows you to determine which one gets uploaded to ClickUp or not. I have seen a lot of people that are just going by a specific email. Yeah, guess what? Now suddenly this email gets caught up somewhere or spammed, or you are sending something else to it. Try to really just go by the subject line and have something in your subject line that allows you to easily determine what needs to get uploaded to ClickUp. Now, the only thing that's left to do is set everything up and let me know in the comment section what you are using this setup connecting your Rocketbook with your ClickUp for. How are you going to put it to use? Are you going to put it to use for your work, your personal, your clients? Let me know in the comment section. I want to know. I want to see some use cases on how you use it.